How long will you keep lying to yourself? Tomorrow I'll start. Next week, I'll change. You've been saying that for years. Where did it get you? We were sold a beautiful lie. You're special. The universe is watching. But reality is brutal. The universe doesn't care. It doesn't choose winners. It doesn't hand out chances. It just watches who's willing to pay the price. And while you're waiting for a sign, someone out there is already 10 years deep in the dark, building themselves from nothing. He had nothing. No advantage, no talent, no money, no mentor, no help. But he had one thing, a choice: to rise or stay on the floor. And he made the scariest decision: to become someone else. 5 a.m. wake-ups, no questions, runs in the rain, lifting in the cold, alone, always, without results. But day after day, he showed up, because that's discipline. Not waiting for motivation, but doing the work when no one's watching. Then came the darkness, physical pain, mental pressure, fatigue, loneliness. Days when he couldn't get out of bed. Friends disappeared. Family didn't understand. And every voice in his head whispered,
"Why are you doing this?"
But he didn't quit. Because discipline is not about emotion. It's about decision. A decision to keep going when it hurts, when no one claps, when nothing makes sense. And in that silence, he finally heard himself. A year passed, then 2, then 5, and still no recognition. Just him and the path. While others partied, he worked. While they slept, he read, trained, rebuilt. Repetition, every single day. Cold mornings, empty notebooks, quiet nights. He didn't wait for inspiration. He became the inspiration. His body changed, his mind sharpened, but most of all, his soul transformed. With every failure, every scar, every lonely day, he forged himself into steel. But before the breakthrough came something darker. He almost quit. One night, after another failure, he sat alone in the dark, staring at nothing. No answers, no plan, just pain. And a voice inside him said, "This is pointless. No one cares. You're not built for this. Give it up." It wasn't weakness. It wasn't laziness. It was a storm inside him, pulling him back to the old life. Comfort, safety, excuses. He could have walked away. No one would judge him. No one would even notice. Just fade quietly, like everyone else who said someday. But then another voice spoke. Not loud, not angry, just calm and undeniable. If you stop now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. If you quit now, you'll wake up every day knowing you broke your own promise. You don't need applause. You don't need them to believe. You just need to decide who you are. In that moment, he realized something. Discipline wasn't about doing more. It was about becoming more. Becoming someone that pain couldn't break. Someone the world couldn't ignore. Someone he could finally respect. So he stood up. He took a breath. He went back to work. And that's when everything began to change. Not because the world noticed, but because he no longer needed it to. And then the world noticed. He's gifted. He's lucky. But they didn't see the decade of darkness, the nights he cried into silence. They saw the result. He remembered the path. And when a reporter asked him, "What's your secret?" he answered calmly, "I never stopped. Even when everything inside me begged to quit, I didn't." Everyone wants the reward. Few are willing to pay the price. Everyone wants strength, but not the suffering. Everyone wants the win, but not the losses. Everyone wants respect, but won't respect themselves. But there are a few, a rare few who choose differently. They wake up with no applause. They honor their word, even when no one's watching. They don't chase motivation. They live by discipline. And for them, it's not a tool. It's an identity. One day, it won't hurt anymore. Not because it got easier, but because you got stronger. You'll look in the mirror and finally smile. Because you'll know, I didn't give up. Not for trophies, not for likes, not for praise, for yourself. Because discipline isn't punishment. It's a promise to never betray yourself. And in the end, when others break, when everything around you collapses, you'll still be standing. Because you are disciplined. Because you are the fire. Because your discipline is your destiny.